Welcome again. This is Mary Anderson. She's running for the 3-year term for the Board of Selectmen. And Mary's going to tell us a little bit about herself and why she's running.
Hi, thanks so much, Chris. It started with a friend. I had lunch, and this friend said to me, "You should run for selectman." And I immediately said, "No, you should run for selectman." So we had a great time at lunch arguing over who would be better. But I got to thinking about it later and then started watching the meetings a little more regularly and decided it was something that I would like to do. I think I have good skills, and I'm a very youthful retiree, so I have the time.
That's great. So tell us what you hope to accomplish, Mary, in your, if you're elected. What your emphasis might be.
I'd like to see the wastewater get resolved, whichever way we go. There's pros and cons to the Tri-City partnership. Certainly there's economic savings with that, but the challenge of dealing with 3 towns, every time a decision needs to be made, that needs to be weighed in. I'd also, having watched a lot of the meetings, I'd like to see things move along a little more quickly. I'm a woman of action. I'm not in love with the sound of my own voice. So I think I bring that to the table, and I've been asked what I would do about what appears to be sometimes contentious meetings, and I don't have a contentious body in my bone in my body. I can get passionate if I need to, but I can still remain civil.
Thank you for that. In your experience, your past experience, I know you've served recently on FinCom. You want to describe some of that experience, Mary, in the past and more currently?
Sure. That started, I think, a couple of years ago as well. I thought, if I'm going to be a selectman or try to be a selectman, I'm going to watch the meetings regularly. And there was all hoopla about the fraudulent elections. So I became an election worker, working for Anita last year. I think there were 4 or 5 between the different primaries. Mm-hmm. So that gave me a good background, and then I was sought out to join the Finance Committee. And I explained to the then chair, current chair, John Shorey, that I'd be happy to, but I wanted him to know I was seriously thinking about running for selectman and didn't want to surprise him with a possibly short tenure. So FinCom really gave me good background in the budgets, the town and the 2 schools, as well as the warrant articles. I spent a lot of time reading them and talking to people that I knew would understand them better than I. So I think that's positioned me pretty well to come in. I'm comfortable. I don't claim to know everything, but I'm comfortable with the topics. And I've always known who to go for to get a good opinion.
Great. And your experience with a family pantry, how does that work in?
Well, I have a total of 38 years of executive leadership experience, both at the pantry and at Verizon, and I think that's great background. I've managed multi-million-dollar budgets. Verizon, I had teams of 600 or 700 people. The pantry, I grew from a little pantry serving about 50 families a month to we're now up to, well, it was about 1,000 when I left. We're up to 1,600 now. And the volunteers grew from 150 to 600. I ran a good operation in both of those positions. At the pantry, we received several awards for excellence. And the Greater Boston Food Bank often referred people to me if they were looking to either open a pantry or change some process.
Nice.
They'd say, "Go down and see Mary at the family pantry. She'll help you."
Yeah. We love that organization.
Yes,
Thank you
I
for that.
still do too.
Yeah. Do you have a couple of closing comments you might want to make, Mary?
Just, I'd ask everyone, the most important thing is to get out and vote. The election is May 18th, and I would appreciate your vote. I will represent you and listen to you.
And the polls open at 7 in the morning and close at 8 p.m., so do get out and vote. Thank you, Mary, very much.
Thank you.
Yep.